This TikTok challenge almost cost him his life, as this wannabe TikTok stunt man is essentially going viral for putting his own life in danger, disrespecting strangers on the road, which then ultimately led to him almost losing his life while he was harassing random drivers. And I guess all of this was in the name of content. Yeah, I mean, it's safe to say we've already seen this type here on this channel a bunch. Just people who completely disregard any random person because they just want to get viral on social media. So this is Jordan Dames, a biker or cyclist, TikToker, and Instagram influencer from Arizona who describes himself as a stunt doer. And I guess that's just his definition of, I guess, trying to scare as many people in traffic as possible by nearly missing them like we just saw over and over again. And recently, his disregard of common decency might have actually caught up to him as someone finally retaliated in a life-threatening way. But before we get into that specifically, let's take a look at the bigger picture. As I mentioned previously, Jordan's online presence showcases him riding bikes. Cycling culture has become increasingly popular in recent years. Countries all around the world, North America included, are seeing massive increases in bike usage. Probably because everything else is unaffordable at this point, and this is probably the cheapest way to get around. Even though, you know, most of the US is pretty car locked, to put it lightly. But you do have some new neighborhoods, like the one in Tempe, Arizona, which is walking and cycling only. And apparently this neighborhood has over 1,000 bike parking spots. And coincidentally, this neighborhood is also very close to the location of the person that we're covering in today's video. And when it comes to regular commuters who just want to get from point A to point B safely, normally in their cars, it's safe to say cyclists can be in the way.
Are you a tank? No. Are you a car? No. You're a little bicycle, but you seem to want to be in the middle of the road. Okay. Well, that's your problem, you get knocked off.
So, I mean, this means the majority of the debates involving bike stunt culture, especially the street takeover stuff, the wheelies, the tricks, the group sessions known as ride-outs, they have an even worse association. Personally, I don't mind stunt bike culture as long as you keep things relatively respectful without endangering anyone, like trying to give another driver a heart attack while doing these like fake outs where you pretend to almost have a car hit you for, I guess, some adrenaline. I mean, that's just a stupid game of Darwinism. But hey, hobbies should not be illegal, but they should also not be harassing other people. But the guy we're talking about today, Jordan, started posting content in 2022, building his following and getting a viral attention for the first time around September 2023. These videos included himself and his friends performing stunts on bikes, many of which were recorded during their group rideouts. On his account, we can find many examples of them doing the classic wheelie in traffic. And I guess the most controversial thing they do is like the fake out or swerving, which consists of weaving quickly and avoiding objects. Unfortunately, this is adapted into weaving in and out of traffic lanes, often coming dangerously close to vehicles. And it's definitely not only this guy who's been doing this. This is a very popular trend that goes viral on TikTok all the time. But either way, from day one, Jordan's content has faced criticism, and for good reason. These stunts aren't being performed in empty parking lots or designated bike parks. They're being performed on open streets with actual traffic, pedestrians, and any other cyclists just trying to get to where they need. So clearly the comments are not too happy with these guys. I hope one of y'all wins the Darwin Award. Gotta love some of these soon-to-be organ donors. And let's be real, you kind of have to be a complete moron to do that on the public roads. This could potentially lead to some serious injuries or, in worst-case scenarios, an even bigger tragedy for both sides of the situation. This can be extremely obvious, but roads are shared spaces. And when one person decides their TikTok content is more important than everyone's safety, you have a massive problem. This isn't rocket science, guys. This is just basic human decency. Beyond the physical danger, there's something else going on with these videos. Jordan's behavior feeds into this narrative that cyclists are more than just annoying. And Jordan just happily recording himself and his friends doing all this stupid stuff does not make that perspective better. If anything, it just makes life more challenging for cyclists who follow the rules and just want to get to where they're going safely, maybe while getting a workout or in a budget-friendly way, especially in cities like Phoenix that were definitely not designed with cyclists in mind. It's probably getting better there now, and I can say that because I've lived in that area for about 2 years, but it's pretty safe to say you're SOL if you don't have a car there. But either way, I mean, you have advocates who work extremely hard for safer and more bike-friendly streets, to then have people like this who completely undermine that progress by acting like reckless scumbags for social media attention. And I guess it's because of people like this, you have like that ongoing meme on Instagram and TikTok where, you know, something bad happens and people just comment biker's fault, even if a biker's not even present in the video. But either way, what will happen if behavior like this continues? Well, it seems like we're starting to get an answer, because recently during one of these rideouts in Phoenix, Arizona, Jordan learned the hard way that some people will retaliate. Okay, well, obviously, this is terrible. The Mercedes driver could either be facing assault with a deadly weapon or attempted first-degree murder with that. So you have a moron influencer swerving in front of traffic and then some moron driver just saying F it and running him over. I wouldn't call that a win for anyone here. And this incident shows exactly how these situations can escalate. And while both people were clearly in the wrong here, there was clearly one instigator. When you repeatedly antagonize people on the road, eventually someone will snap. I mean, you can't expect everyone to react rationally when provoked. And when it comes to a confrontation between a car and a bike, it's not like the bike has too much of a chance here. But it seems like that altercation hasn't even taught Jordan too much, because just last month, he went viral again for an even more evident display of disrespect. In one of his most recent videos, Jordan can be seen not only riding in the wrong side of the road, but also when a driver calls him out for it, instead of just acknowledging, you know, his mistake and saying, my bad, and moving on with his day, Jordan mocks the driver, flips the man's side mirror inward, and rides away like he did something awesome.
Come on. You're a fan? Just right on the right side of it. You're a fan? Huh? Why'd you stand on the brakes like that? You want an autograph? No, I just want you to ride on the right side of the road. And that's it. There's just a lot of here over there. Please, that's it, man. I just want to be cool now, all right? Right on the right side of the road, all right? Jordan, ride AZ!
Saying that's pathetic is an understatement. What a fragile human being to be doing this in the first place, and then get all offended when someone calls you out. The driver was completely in the right to call him out, and Jordan showed his maturity level by pushing in the side mirror. Wow, Jordan, you're really crazy for that one, dude. But I guess in this case, at least it was just an inconvenience instead of him putting both of their lives in danger. And honestly, it wouldn't be a video on my channel if things didn't get worse, because another video that went viral towards the end of 2024 shows Jordan going up to a homeless person sleeping on the sidewalk and doing this. Yeah, dude, let's steal water from a guy who has nothing in the middle of a desert. What a great guy. Just to put things in perspective, that bike of his can pay for months of shelter for this man on the street. Yet he chooses to still take advantage of this guy to be edgy for some of his content. I mean, I cover a variety of stupid people doing stupid things almost daily on this channel, and it's impressive how nearly every single time someone somehow finds a way to reach a new level of low. But I guess the energy you put out into the world has a way of returning back to you, because remember that crash that he was involved in earlier? That happened before that altercation, from what I can tell, with a homeless person, and that expensive bike of his no longer exists because it was destroyed in that accident. So what did Jordan do? Well, he created this heart-filled GoFundMe to try and raise funds to buy a new bike so he can continue this style of content. So he posted a GoFundMe to his followers to, I guess, try to raise some money to continue. And as of recording this video, nobody has donated. The dude has raised $0 out of his $5,000 goal. The campaign has been open for about 2 months, and he has nobody to blame but himself. Hopefully, this is a wake-up call on how to navigate through life for this guy, as clearly he could have been way more hurt in that original crash. But I mean, this isn't even the first time this year that I've covered influencers doing incredibly stupid stuff on public roads. In mid-January, there was a guy by the name of Noah Gale who was doing these like speeding challenges, and there, multiple people lost their lives because he wanted to do a Snapchat challenge. And then more recently, you had a guy by the name of Amir Saeed who essentially was kidnapping car salesmen or taking them against their wills out on these like crazy joyrides. And it was very clear that they did not want to be there. Anything for the content, right? So Jordan is not unique in any way. He's just another moron out there doing anything for attention online. But I mean, hey, at least he didn't get a year in prison like this guy who sprayed cockroach killer on the produce section in Walmart as a TikTok prank. I would definitely recommend checking out that video here as it's just completely wild. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.